Hi my yoga friends, I'm Gina, this is Lavender and Lunge. We are going to be going over a seated forward fold today. In Sanskrit this is Paschimottanasana, but you may have done this in a lot of your workout classes. And I'm going to go into the how, the why, and the modify in today's how-to class, so make sure that you stay throughout the video to get all of those benefits. If you like this video and other how-to videos, please make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. The only props that you're going to need today are going to be a block or a bolster or both if you have them. And if you don't have a bolster, you can always use a pillow that's just hanging out in the house. So go ahead, grab those, and I will see you on the mat. So seated forward fold, super simple, lots and lots of benefits. Let's get started. We're actually going to make our way into our staff pose, and so the best way to get into that is do a little sideways turn, long ways on your mat. We're going to flex those feet and just sit up nice and tall, and that's your staff pose. We're going to take it an extra step further in order to get into that forward fold though. Now, I always like to tell people that are practicing that seated forward fold that you can bend your knees as much as you need to in order to safely get into the pose. So we have a lot of tight hamstrings out there, and that's okay. This is a great pose in order to work out those tight hamstrings, and it can be modified for anyone. So let's go ahead and just practice bending those knees, keeping those feet flexed. We're gonna reach our arms up over our head, keeping those shoulders away from our ears, and sitting up nice and tall. Now we're gonna begin to hinge forward and allow that stomach to rest on the thighs. You can hold on to your feet, you can bend the head, whatever feels good for you, and kind of this just relaxed fold. And if this is, too easy for you, you feel like you can get a lot more out of it if you go ahead and straighten those legs, feel free to do so. For me, I have to bend a little bit in order for my stomach to rest on my thighs. But really just do you in this pose, just kind of find what feels good. And then, like I said, just relax down. You can hold this for 5 to 10 breaths. And now that we've kind of gone over why, let's talk about why. So the reason that we practice that seated forward fold is it's great to open up the muscles all the way from our feet. So as you'll notice here, we're starting to stretch those hamstring muscles. So all the way from our gastrocnemius, we're going up to those hamstring muscles. And then as soon as we begin to forward fold, we're opening up those glutes, that back, and then as soon as we drop the head and neck down, traps and rhomboids are being stretched. So it's an incredible all over stretch for the backside of your body. It's also great if you're stressed or anxious and you just kind of need to take a little break. I love this pose for that. And it's just a really great way to kind of stretch it out after any kind of exercise that you do, whether it be a run, swimming, biking, you name it. So now that we've gone over the how and the why, let's talk about the modify. So that's why I had to grab that block and bolster or bolster. And so what you want to do is you want to take that pillow or bolster, come back into that staff pose, so legs straight out in front of us, and we're going to send that bolster underneath of our knees. And what this does is it gives us a little bit of support so we don't have to keep our legs activated as we bend them. You can kind of just make this more of a restorative practice. And so as you allow those knees to relax on the bolster, we're gonna do that, arms up overhead again, and then we're just gonna hinge from the hips and allow ourselves to relax. And even here, you'll really feel that deep hamstring stretch. You'll feel those back muscles opening up. And it's just a wonderful, wonderful stretch, again, for that backside of the body. Now, I do want to say, the more that you flex your feet as you sit up and go down, the more you're gonna feel those hamstrings stretching out. So play around with it, maybe point the toes, flex the feet, whatever feels good for you. This is just all about you, your body, and what feels good for your body. Now, the reason I told you to grab that block is if you don't have a pillow or a bolster, you can always add a block underneath of the knees, and that works just as good. So there you have it, the how, the why, and the modify for our seated forward fold, or Paschimottanasana. And I hope you enjoyed this how-to video. I certainly enjoyed kind of walking you through it. Again, if you like this video and other videos, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you next time for another how-to video. Bye, y'all.